Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading room. And it looks like we've got an interesting start to the day. Market making a little bit of a decline right off of the opening bell. There was a little bit of a run up here toward the close, and certainly through the Asian session and most of the European session, although it did come back a little ways before the open. And here we are. It almost looks as though we're in a really big sideways drift right now, but we'll see how that plays out. At the moment, no real clear direction. And we're sort of trading near yesterday's highs. If you remember, yesterday we had the market really sticky around the 6,800 area, and then again around 6,830. It looks like that was a little bit of a trouble spot in the overnight also. But we're only a couple of minutes into the day. And we'll see what gives here. Whether they're going to hold up at those highs again or whether we're actually going to see a breakout higher. Like I said, definitely bullish through the last few hours of the overnight. But not a real defined trend as we've seen some of the other days. Not a really defined overnight trend to reverse on. All right, it looks as though the buyers are going to give this a go, and I might give it a go as well. We're pretty much in sync across the board here. We're bullish, or we have a slightly bullish band on the Eagle. Certainly the Hawk and the Falcon are both bullish. We've just produced a cloud crossover signal here on the Raptor. And we have a second push entry on this as well. All that means, let's see if I can cover it below the low. Ooh, that's a little rich, but all the second push entry means is we allow the signal to print and then we see where it reacts. And sometimes it takes a bar or two. The idea is that this reaction keeps us on the right side of the market. The other thing you could do is you could postpone your entry by a few extra ticks. That would usually allow you to get by with a slightly tighter stop. And the more the market bounces around, the more room you want to give it. Because what we're looking for is we're looking for a little bit of commitment to the move. this we're going to come back. If the market rallies from here, we're going to produce a number 3 signal. This is the high of the morning so far, 68.25. And yes, I'm being a little bit generous here on the entry. But as I said, I'm just trying to avoid getting stuck in a sideways market. All right, well, I can pretty much scrub that. Seller is making a big move lower. We've already got the trend change signal here on the Falcon. Of course, the first micro macro cross on the Hawk. I think we've had a couple tradable first micro macro cross signals. Here was one right off the opening bell, then the reverse, and now the reverse going the other way. So 3 very reliable signals printing in such a short time span. This bounce that we're looking at right now, kind of cementing the notion that maybe we are in a really large sideways range here this morning. The Raptor now working a possible cloud crossover to the short side. So our cloud's crossing again, this time the other way. Here's the pullback, and we would look for the market to come out of here. That would produce a number 1 signal to sell. But it doesn't look like we're going to get that either. All right, well, we'll just put it on the shelf for now. Yeah, Mark says we just can't seem to get away from 6,800. Very strong number for this market, no doubt. It's still early though. We're only, what are we, 10 minutes into the day. And it is a Friday. They'll be thrashing about here a bit. Okay, here we are back at the highs. And now we're going to be working a cloud crossover. That's the number 1 signal to the long side. So we've got the warning dot. We don't have the complete signal just yet, but I can anticipate the signal and I can get my order ready. And once again, I'm not going to crowd this trade for the sake of a tick or 2 or 4. Oh, that's going to be out of reach. All right, let's try that again. Maybe I can risk it around here to the hard edge somewhere. You can see it's very plain. We're just retracing the same numbers over and over. Here was a tiny little breakout. Obviously catching a few traders, a few breakout traders who were just looking to buy above the high. Now we're back into the hard edge. We'll see if we get a hard edge bounce and a rally, or if the market's just going to drift back to the bottom end. Which is entirely doable as well. All right. I'll set my order and we'll see what happens. If the buyers swing it here, you know, I always say whoever controls the last swing controls the market. Well, if the buyers push it up, they're going to control the market. Right now, the sellers are in control. The buyers trying to gain control. And nothing. All right, let's get rid of that. So here we are, just kind of in a sideways drift. Now they're coming back to test the bottom end. All right, let's see if they get bounced back from here again. I'm not usually one to trade sideways ranges like this, but if you're inclined, the idea is that while the market is locked in this sideways range, you're looking for buying opportunities down here, and you're looking for selling opportunities up here. Because the market is range bound, you're probably not going to get a huge follow through, so you should really tighten up your profit objective. Maybe just take a scalp target, or on a tool here like the Eagle, you can take a swing target. More just get in, get out, count your money, thank you very much kind of idea. And you can tell your cloud, look at how it's waffling back and forth. It's starting to twist up like a rope. So we're producing a #1 signal here on the Raptor. I'm not too excited about it. The Hawk might be the way to go. I may have to focus, pay a little bit more attention to the Hawk here this morning. As it may be the one to actually give me something tradable, or I just wait. I just wait a little longer until I can get a trade that looks more appealing. Hey, way to go, Ryman. Ryman says, I just scalped the first signal and got my $190. My day is done. Good job. Well done. Yeah, I'm starting to think that might be the way to go today. Maybe focus more on the Hawk. Now that we're actually looking at a breakout from this tiny little trading range that we established from the open, this guy right here, I'll be looking for here's the breakout. I'll be looking for a retest. That's what we're seeing right now, the little pullback, and evidence that the breakout is going to stick. It's okay if the market actually drifts back into the trading range, so long as it doesn't drift way back into the trading range. I don't want to see it go way up here. That's too neutral. But if it stays, somewhere in the lower end and then comes back and produces another sell signal out here somewhere, then that will be evidence that perhaps the sellers got it together and they're going to move the market a little bit lower. hard edge of the trading band. The hawk's starting to flip again, as is the falcon, so we're getting some bullish underpinnings. Hey, good job, Mark. Mark picking up a couple of falcon trades, he says this morning, just up over $400 so far. Nicely done. Well, I have a feeling you probably either got this late filter right here, because I know you're a fan of the late filter entry, and I don't know, maybe you did something pre-market. There was actually a nice little pre-market move right there. I'm debating the trend change signal that's developing here. Whether we're going to get a bullish pushback or whether the market's just going to falter one more time after this bullish push. So we'll have to see, because we're still bearish on the eagle here. We're back into the hard edge, back into the hard edge on the raptor. Okay, the hawk giving me another scalp, and the falcon now with a proper trend change signal. They're going to give me a chance here for a second push. I think they might. So here now, the falcon trend change signal right there. The market's showing me where it's topping out, so I get a chance at a second push entry on that. Can I cover it down there? Ooh, I can. This is a little bit of a risky trade because if the market fails at this point, it may just want to take out those highs and then turn. All right, looks like I can close that up for now. Wow, what an indecisive market here this morning. And here they come again. Oop, oh, shoot. Not going to get my order in now. All right, so I've got a second push opportunity on this late filter entry. And here too, this is a little on the risky side, because now what we've seen is we've seen a bullish push. The buyers come back. If the buyers lose their grip at this point, there is a really good chance the market's going to try to head lower. And you can see now here comes the trend change. The eagle actually giving us a green bar sell, and nuts. I'm a little bit slow on that one too. Come on. All right, there's the first micro macro cross warning dot. Oh, there's the signal. See if the sellers are going to take the market. The better entry is below 6,800. That's still a few ticks away. All right, well, we'll scrub that for now. We're starting to get the market kind of in a tight spot, though. The short is down here, below the low of the morning. We could do an OCO type thing. You can see we're getting a sell signal. The top end of this bullish rally is here above the 68.20 zone. You can see it's a pretty broad channel that I framed. That's kind of how it's shaping up here this morning. And once again, I just want to make sure I'm kind of away from all this sideways action. Overall, I don't know, I was going to say overall the market may have a more bullish bent to it, but certainly not right now. Hey, way to go, Mark. Mark says, got into the trend change up on the Falcon, turned into a late filter, hit my target for my third win. Good job. Kind of a crazy whipsaw morning, he says, but the signals are responding. Yeah, you know, eventually trading boils down to the point of just trusting your signal, picking your moments. Floyd also saying if the old theory of the market as a spring holds true, we're going to get a boom pretty soon. check out the YM. All right, just a moment. I will load the mini Dow. The Russell also looking pretty tight, a lot tighter than the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ having a little bit more volatility to it. And here now the mini Dow, and you can see a very tight sideways trading range as well. Less than 100 points from top to bottom. And the bouncing continues. Floyd says the day ranger's got room to grow. I don't have the YM up anymore, but yeah, you're right. We're only 150 ticks or shy of 150 ticks today. And there's certainly potential there for a bigger move. Still working this OCO order, just bracketing the great big range. I thought we were going to see a fill there. Working a trend change signal, that's the number one signal, the cloud crossover on the Raptor now. That would kind of coincide with what I'm looking at. I would be okay with that. And here we go, just back and forth over the same numbers. Well, I thought for sure we were going to see a break there, but nope. Well, what can I say? More of this back and forth trading. I think we got the range right, though. I think a breakout from here could see the market actually give us a little bit of a move. Let's see if there's anything else going on here, but nope. Might as well check your email or pull out your ukulele. All right, here we go. It looks like we're finally going to test the bottom end of the trading range. This could be a short-lived move, though, because seller or the buyer is pretty strong down here. You can see they're bouncing the market yet again. So technically this was a number one signal that printed right here, but I kind of like the look of this one a little better. The cloud's now fully crossed, the pullback into the cloud. We'll see if they come out of here with another signal. It'll actually be a number three signal if it does. Oh, well. Okay, Mark, where are your bad jokes today? All right, so here's that number 3 signal that I was talking about. We'll see whether we get a bearish break. But like I said, it's a lot of buying going on down here. So we're either going to flush the buyers out or they're going to take me out. Oh, let's re-enter that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my stop back here. Where's the next obstacle? Well, we got support down there at 68.50. That's really kind of reaching it. Maybe I'll go halfways here. I'll look at maybe getting 67.90 if they give it to me. I'll stretch my break even a little bit as well. I may only get one trade off today. Come on. And all I'm doing because of the totally sideways nature of the market this morning, I'm just trying to give them some room. I think we're going to get another rally here, but I'm hoping I can get down to my profit objective first. Come on. Okay, got a little bit of a bearish push. Really? I'll take the trade to break even now. Come on. Ah, you stinkers. Wow. All right. Well, I gave it a try. And yes, I know. I should have taken profit when I had it. I could have done a little better. Well, probably could have done a lot better. And now they're going to drift back down to where my profit target would have been. So a little bit of a tough trade. All right, well, let's put that on the shelf for now. And now we're just kind of back to the slow grind. Your jokes are bad, Mark. Mark says you've convinced me they were so bad that I stopped. They are bad jokes. All right, here's one from Mark. An economist is an expert who will know tomorrow why the things he predicted yesterday didn't happen today. Yeah. economists are like engineers. And I apologize to any engineers in the room this morning, but when faced with a good or a bad scenario, which one are they going to forecast? They're going to forecast the bad one because there's less blowback. If they call for bad news and it happens, then they look like rock stars. If they call for bad news and it doesn't happen, nobody cares. And engineers will always err on the side of caution because, of course, an engineer, their reputation is everything. So, same thing. If an engineer says if your roof is warranted for 30 years according to the manufacturer, the engineer will tell you you have to replace it after 15 years. That way they're sure. Yeah, let's take a look here. Mark says we've been hanging around at 6,800 for a long time, and we certainly have. So here now the daily chart, and you can see the market not moving very far off of 6,800. We've certainly had a bullish push here, which lends some bullishness to the market again. However, we're at a decision point now. I doubt today's market is going to trade below Thursday's range. It just doesn't look possible right now. But there's some strong support down here at 6,700. That's where the market bottomed out at Thursday, thereabouts. So if the market reverses once again and trades back through this little support zone that we have now at 6,700, the market will fall off probably to 66.60 and maybe even try to get back down here to the 61.50, 6,200 range. If, however, after Friday's session, if the market reverses on Monday and gets back above 68.50, assuming that's going to be the high for today, then I think we can see a rally continue back toward the 7,070.50 zone. You can see how light the volume is today. There's just nothing going on. Nobody is playing today. They're all off to the Hamptons already. Oh no, I opened up a can of worms here. Steve's offering up some jokes too. Steve says, how many economists does it take to change a light bulb? How many economists does it take to change a light bulb? None. They wait for the market to do it. Boom, check. All right, you guys, don't give up your day jobs, not yet. All right, so what do we got going on now? The Eagle full on bear right now. The band very bearish The hawk, a lot of yellow bars in here. The falcon, undecided. We're flip-flopping on the falcon already. And the raptor trying to resume the downtrend that it had started here on the breakout below the lows of the morning. Wow. I don't think this market could be much flatter than it is right now. Well, we're getting a little bit of follow through off this number 3 signal. I'm not getting too excited yet. See, spoke too soon. Just when you think you're going to get a breakout, they come back and try to whip it the other way. We'll see if the buyers make a stand here. We've got the number 2 signal. Again, given just the total sideways nature of the market today, this is much easier to see in hindsight. It's not really a trade I would have been anxious to get on board right away. But let's see if we get a cloud crossover signal, maybe a second, a second push, a really great big second push on that number 2. hawk, I think, probably really show what's going on here this morning. You can just see the waves back and forth. And again, if you were a more aggressive trader than I am, there's certainly plenty of opportunities trading the hawk this morning, but I'm afraid I'm too much of a chicken. We'll hang it with it for a little while here. If the market rallies back up, we're going to get a late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. I'll give that a whirl. But otherwise, I think we're going to call it a day pretty quick. There's nothing going on. Next week, I've got some appointments down in Victoria, so next week I'm only going to be able to host the room for about an hour in the morning. We're going to be cutting class a little bit short. Wow, I almost thought we were going to get a cloud cross here. Well, I guess it may be a very, very early cloud crossover. And there's a red bar buy on the hawk. Again, if you're more aggressive than I am, there's a signal that you can take. We could see a rally. And actually, we could do another OCO style trade. Oh, if I hurry, so I don't get left out. So look to buy up here, look to sell down here. And remember, with these OCO orders, they are live the moment you put them on your chart. So you can place them away and then you can drag them in where you want them to be. Maybe we'll give it one more tick. There we go. So this also qualifies as an early cloud crossover, an early number one signal. The reason I say that is the clouds are trying to cross. You've got the visual. You can see they're trying to cross even though they're not fully crossed. And as such, we've had the pullback, which is part of the number one signal. Actually, could that have some giddy up to it? I should probably hold my stop below this swing. Where is the next resistance line? Up here. All right, let's swing for the fences here this morning. Make sure I select the right order. Oh, I can turn my OCO off. Come on. All right, they're now the proper #1 signal, now that the clouds are fully crossed. Wow, just need this one bar to complete. I'm going to throw my break even on the high there. Oh, hit the break even, but my stops weren't enabled, so we'll get that up there. Come on. One more push. We're trying hard. Okay, I think it's time to enable my tab or my stops. All right, I'm going to get a lot more aggressive with my stops now. Come on. Dan's asking about the next week. Is that for Monday, the shortened room time? Monday, I may be able to. I got to double check my appointment on Monday. We may be able to stay in the room until the regular time. But certainly for Tuesday through the remainder of the week, I'm probably going to have to shorten the room time to the first hour of trading, just so that I can beat some of the traffic going into the city and make my appointment. All right, gang, I think that's going to be it for this morning. Caught a half decent move higher, and that might be that, as they say. The buyers and the sellers very indecisive, very reluctant to commit to anything right now. If you're going to hang out the rest of the day here, I think you're going to do better on the buy side. That was actually a pretty good move up on the part of the buyers. So I would, if you're trading the Raptor now, I would be looking for a possible hard edge bounce. For the Falcon, I think we're going to get maybe a late filter entry signal here, and already on the Hawk, we're producing, pardon me, a macro pullback. And the Eagle, well, we still got to wait for that trend change signal to develop. But right now, I'm thinking we're going to have more luck on the buy side versus the sell side. All right, have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you again on Monday. See you then. Bye for now.